place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way.
I've seen a few desk setup videos recently, so I thought, you know what, I'll give one of my own a go. In this video, I'm going to talk you through my desk setup for my day job as a consultant. I will take you through what bits are great, what bits are frankly not, and suggest what you should buy and what is frankly a bit of a waste of money. So, let's go.
Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong?
So I will start with this desk. This is a Ikea desk that they don't make anymore. They have an equivalent, which I will put up here in the little picture thing. Honestly, I think it doesn't look the same as this one, and I don't think it looks as nice. Just my personal opinion, but it is the closest to what they make. Personally, I really like this desk. I bought this when I was at university back in 2013, so it's a pretty old desk now, but what I really like about it is the handy storage compartments, which are here and here, and as you can see, I have filled them in with all sorts of, frankly, crap. So this is the Ikea desk. It cost me about £70 and it's lasted really well. It's also got handy storage here, which is absolutely stuffed full of pens, so I'm not going to do too much on that. But really, personally, love this desk. Easy to set up and pretty cheap, and it's lasted really well. So that is the actual desk. Now let's talk about the chair. Now, longer term viewers of this channel will have seen that I used to have a big white chair, which was an Ikea chair that I bought originally at the same time as the desk. Now again, that chair did me really well for about 8 years, but unfortunately through the pandemic, when I was sitting on it for 10 hours a day and a bit of extra pandemic weight gain, it started to sag in the middle, and it did really well for 8 years, but unfortunately I just couldn't sit in it anymore because it was sagging. I was getting back problems. So I did a massive upgrade to this chair. Now, this chair is the Herman Miller Aeron, and if you just Google this, it's around, I think it's £1,500 new. Now, I did not pay that for it. I actually bought this from a John Lewis outlet in Swindon, and I paid less than half price for it. I still think that 700 quid for a chair is quite a lot. However, it is super, super comfortable. And let me stick this phone down. All of this chair is adjustable, so I can change the arms. I have special bits at the back to change the lumbar support. There is nothing on this chair, probably other than the wheels, that you can't adjust. And for this reason, it is super, super comfortable. And I have to say, I feel like it's a massive upgrade. We can also make it go really far back. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. So I have to say that out of every office chair I've ever owned, and I'll be honest, it's only 3, this is by far the most comfortable one. Do I think it's an indulgence? Yes, I do. I sat on an Ikea chair which cost like 50 quid for 8 years, and frankly the ROI was great. But if you are in the market for a bit of an upgrade, I couldn't recommend you anything better than this chair. So we talked about the desk and the chair. What about some of the stuff on it? Well, let's go with the most obvious piece, which is this monitor here. So this is the Dell S272 Full HD 27-inch monitor. Now, I actually just used my laptop for the first 18 months of the pandemic, and I thought I don't need a monitor, very overrated. But then work gave us an allowance and I bought this. And my partner has always said you should always buy a monitor, and as soon as I took it out of the box and put it on here, it absolutely changed the game. I would say if you are just working off a laptop at the moment and you are able to do an upgrade, I would definitely recommend this. This is not, I'll put a link to it in the description so you can see how much it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's decent, it's not Ultra HD, it's not 4K, it doesn't matter, right? I edit videos on here and they are perfectly satisfactory. I use it every day and it works absolutely fine. And it's super simple to set up. I simply plugged it in to the socket in the wall, and then there's HDMI cable or RGB cable. No, there's HDMI cable. There's a cable at the back, and then it plugs in straight to my PC through HDMI, and it's brilliant. Literally plug and play, really easy. Even I could set it up. This is the monitor. What about some of the accessories that come with it? So, this here is the Logitech MX Keys. Now, if you have seen my video on the 5 bits of tech that every consultant should own, then you'll see that I featured this on here and I talked about some of the different keyboards that I have used over my lifetime and why this one is my favourite, oh dear, this one is my favourite keyboard ever until I break it, oh dear. Personally, I'm a huge fan of this keyboard. It's quiet, so when I'm on calls and typing, it doesn't sound like I'm hitting it with a hammer, which is feedback I had on some of the older mechanical keyboards. The only thing you can't do is obviously adjust the height, so this is completely fixed, you can't pull this off, and I'm not going to try. So the height is as it comes out of the box. So you can't change that if that's important to you. It's not to me, so I don't really care. Again, it's simple, plug and play. It comes with USB, which is one of these things plugged in here. And yeah, it's plug and play, super simple. This is, I think it was £99. I think it might be reduced now to 79. Do I think that a keyboard at this price is good value? Yes, but you definitely don't need this. This is a bit of an indulgence. There are perfectly satisfactory keyboards that are a lot less than this. But again, if you are in a position to be able to do that upgrade, then I would recommend a keyboard like this one. This works also with Mac and with Windows, which is super handy if you switch between the two like I do. With every good keyboard, we would want a mouse. Now, this is the HP Envy mouse. What I like about this one is that it's rechargeable. Again, I did talk in the previous video about this mouse in more detail. If you want to know more about mice, go and look at that video. What I really like about this is, aside from the fact that it is quite quiet, oh, hold it up to the microphone, it is quite quiet, it is also rechargeable. So one of the things that always bothered me about the mice I've had in the past is that they're battery operated, and whilst the battery life is quite good, I do feel bad about putting batteries into the environment unnecessarily. So I really like that this is rechargeable. Also, that's true for this MX Keys as well. It just plugs in to there, and you can also use it whilst you're recharging it through your USB. So let's go to the next accessory, which is this Jabra Speakerphone 710. Now, in the previous video, I talked about how this was a bonus piece of tech that I never knew I needed. Now, the only thing I would say about this is it was bought for me through work. Now, if you're in a position where your work can pay for it for you, then that's great. Go ahead and get one. But if you're not, don't waste your money. I think this is upwards of £100, and the speaker quality is amazing. It's nice to play music through too, but honestly, it is a bit of indulgence, and I wouldn't say that it adds enormous amount of value to this desk setup. But instead, I'd recommend you something else. Just hold on 1 second, I'm gonna grab it. These are the Bose QCii headphones, and these are the favourite headphones I have ever owned. They have a fantastic battery life of around 15 hours. I don't keep them on my desk all the time. I used to before I had this, but these are super comfortable. They're really well made. As you can see, I've had them for a while, and I haven't had to change the ear pads. They're not broken or anything. They also come with a handy hard case to keep them in, so they can either look neatly on your desk in the hard case, or when you're traveling and as a consultant you're often on the road, you can just chuck them into the hard case, chuck them into your bag, and you don't worry about them. They're also super comfortable. They cover nicely, and the noise cancelling is truly excellent. I wear these on flights. Personally, I hate flying, and they do block out all the noise. Also in the office, they just drown out all that hum when you're back in the office. So there's your bonus item. I don't think there's really much to say about an extra USB thing. The only reason I bought this is because I had some budget left over from what work were offering us. It is definitely useful because this PC that I got given only has 2 USB ports, and as you can see, I've already got 3 things plugged in here, sometimes more. The only thing I wish I could improve on my desk setup is my cable management. What you can maybe see down here is that the cables are super messy. When you saw this video earlier, you probably thought that their cable management was great. Actually, it's one thing I really like about this desk is you do have a slot here to run the cables through, and they run all the way through out of here, and then they split out at the bottom over here. And I could probably optimize this a bit better, but it's kind of messy over here. So let's talk about the big thing itself, the PC. Now, this is a Lenovo Thinkpad. I got given this by work and I didn't really have any say in it. It's not really a choice, but I have to be honest, it is hands down the worst PC I have ever worked with. I hate it. Before I had a Dell, and then I had a mandatory hardware refresh through work, and I just got given this. Really slow. It can barely handle the tasks I need to do just through PowerPoint and Excel. The display on this is awful, and it has connectivity problems all the time when all of my other devices are fine. The keyboard is horrible to type on, and the trackpad is not particularly responsive, and I hate almost everything about this machine. The battery life is rubbish. If you have a choice through your work of what PC to choose, generally I think you get a choice between like a Lenovo, a Dell and an HP. Whatever you do yourself a favour, do not pick this. I don't think you can buy these through like just normal PC, but if you can, don't buy one for yourself. Do yourself a favour, buy something else. Lenovo actually do some quite good PCs, but this one is not it. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the accessories. Just tuck that chair in. So my general philosophy when it comes to desk setup is less is more. I am a big believer that if you have a messy desk, you have a messy mind. So I do try to keep on here as little as possible. So coming to what's on here. We have here a phone stand, Lamico. This is kindly donated to me by my partner. I always thought I didn't need a phone stand, and then she gave it to me and my life was changed, and it's actually very handy. It's nice to be able to keep my phone not just sort of sitting here. It's handy to sort of have it like this sitting on the desk. Can you remember how much you paid for it, Danny?
£5 on Amazon, I think.
£5 on Amazon, there you go. For £5 on Amazon, that is a bit of an upgrade. That is super cheap. Like I say, it's a bit of a luxury, but for £5 on Amazon, you're not doing too badly. Then here a very municipal, boring grey pencil pot. It's simply from Ryman's. I think it cost me £1, maybe even less than that. I do think it makes this desk look a bit messy, if I'm honest, but I don't know why. I just seem to be, microphone. I just seem to be drawn to having it there. And finally then, the last bit on the desk is this Forsa Ikea lamp. I really like this lamp. Again, it's a bit adjustable, so it does move around a lot. I actually secretly use this in my videos for lighting. I have a halo light, but actually this is quite good. So you actually will see this being used. Because I can change it, I can play around with these. I can just play around with where the light is. If I need to do a task that I'm working on in the evening, and often this is if I'm like writing a blog or if I'm editing my videos, I like to work in complete darkness, because when I really need to concentrate, I actually don't like to have my phone on the desk at all. I like to throw it over there onto the sofa and have it completely out of sight, out of mind. And what I'll do is I'll turn all of the other lights off, and I will just work with this desk lamp on in the evening. I look probably a bit prehistoric, but it stops me getting distracted. So I am a big fan of this light. Ikea actually don't do this colourway anymore. They discontinued the red a couple of years ago. Don't know why. I think it's a great colour. I'm a big fan of kind of dark with a splash of colour. I feel like that represents my personality. Look, you see, my glasses also are the same, dark, splash of colour, my whole personality. So I'm personally a big fan of this, and I just liked the aesthetic. I can't say I was going for a particular vibe when I put this desk setup together, but it is how it's landed. So this is my desk setup. I will include links to everything in the description. I would say that the best value for money that I have on this desk are the desk itself, the monitor, and probably the lamp. I'm also big into yellow paper right now because Amazon had a deal on, and I have about 50 of these which I bought for £12. So I thought that was quite good value. And I also bought a nice pen from, I don't actually know how to say it, I think it's called Scrivener. I don't know how to say it, but it looks nice, and it looks more expensive than it actually was. I think it was £25, plus it came with a refill, and it's all completely refillable. So there you go. So like I say, best value for items are this desk, this monitor, probably this lamp. Everything else is probably a slightly upgraded version of what it really needs to be. And I would say that the Herman Miller chair is frankly just an indulgence, but it's also the most comfortable chair I've ever owned, so, you know, not all bad. Like I say, links in the description to absolutely everything. If you have any questions about the desk setup, then feel free to drop them in the comments. I will do another video where I talk about my desk setup for when I am doing my personal work, because they actually look quite different, and it helps me to distinguish between work stuff and my stuff. So we'll do another one of those in the future. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. We talk about lots of consulting and productivity content on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.